Welcome to this ISB Coffee Morning presentation. My name is Meredith Shenstone and I will be spending some time this morning talking about what the Diploma Program Core is and how it is valuable for your child. Our presentation today will have 4 sections. Initially, we'll focus on what Core is and its place in the Diploma Program, how it fits into the philosophy of the program. And then we'll move on to the 3 parts of Core, initially with TOK, then EE, the Extended Essay, and finally CAS, which is Creativity, Activity and Service. But let's begin by looking back at the fundamentals of what makes the Diploma Program such a good preparation for our students who intend to go to university.
I think the IB Diploma Program puts the student in a center of a very global context.
The emphasis is on the process of knowing. Once they get their hands on the process, they will continue with that love for learning, so they are more interested in how to learn.
DP, it really gives you a lot of opportunity to challenge yourself.
I can learn to step out of boundaries without breaking the rules. Traditional schooling doesn't teach that.
They don't just understand individual subjects, they understand the context of those subjects. So I think they have a broader base of understanding how individual subjects fit into just knowledge as a whole.
It really integrates the community more. They become quite a part of the school because they're involved in the various activities.
It gives the students a much broader view of life and it prepares them in a much better way.
It allows for that flexibility to be able to meet different needs of students to maximize the potential.
The Diploma Program offers a wonderful opportunity. Once you're in university, the payoffs are enormous.
Our DP learners go off to university and they come back and they say, I feel really equipped for this. That confidence will carry them through further.
CAS gives me the opportunity to be better at things that aren't strictly academic and help other people.
The Extended Essay really opens your mind and view on the world. If I were in another system, I wouldn't think of writing or researching on a topic in such depth.
Learning doesn't only happen in the classroom, but it's a continuous experience that should go on throughout your entire life.
In TOK, we basically question things like how do we know what we know, who determines what is right and wrong.
It sort of instills this life experience in you that you would use somewhere else, whether it is with your family when you grow up or with your friends.
You're always learning whilst you're on an adventure, and it's a personal adventure.
At the end of the diploma program, you have a very knowledgeable student.
Let us also look at the skills that students need in order to get the first step on their career ladder. What will put them ahead? Many studies have been done with organisations to find out what employers want, such as those listed on this slide. So let's see what these studies found. Employees are looking for recruits who have well-developed thinking skills, communication skills, problem-solving skills, and collaboration skills. And this is where the core comes in. It is easy to see that the skills desired by employers are developed and strengthened in the elements of the core program. Theory of knowledge is all about critical thinking. The extended essay extends the formal writing skills of students like they've never been extended before, and CAS ticks every box with ease. It is founded on facing challenges, working with others, and reflecting on how a goal can be attained. So there is core, sitting with approaches to learning at the heart of the diploma program. The core elements build skills which are readily transferable to not only life outside the school, but also to every DP subject that the students take. Now it's time to learn about theory of knowledge. Students of TOK become part of an ancient practice of epistemology, learning about how we know what we know and where our knowledge comes from. Theory of knowledge teaches students the questions to ask and the critical thinking required when encountering new knowledge claims or when recognising assumptions we make ourselves about what we believe to be true and justifiable. It is a subject that is firmly based in the real world. The comment from Walter Raleigh that it is not truth but opinion that can travel around the world without a passport reinforces the importance of TOK in teaching students that opinion and knowledge are very different, and that we must challenge our opinions and recognise where they come from. Let's see what this looks like by considering some knowledge that most people would be prepared to accept as true and able to be justified. How do you know that the vaccination the vet gives your dog is safe? How do you know that the Mona Lisa is art? How do you know that 2 + 2 = 4? Most of us just accept that medication is safe, that famous artworks are in fact art, and that numbers are indisputable. Well, TOK teaches students to question these assumptions and to ask, but how do we know? One way that students show their understanding that TOK concepts can and should be applied to the real world is through the TOK exhibition, usually conducted at the end of grade 11. Let's learn a little bit more about it.
Welcome to this short video on the TOK exhibition. The exhibition focuses on exploring TOK in the world around us. So the emphasis is on thinking about how TOK connects to the real world and has practical application in students' lives. One of the other really nice things about this task is that it provides a lot of opportunity for student choice and for students to create exhibitions that are really interesting and meaningful to them personally. For this task, students create an exhibition of 3 objects that link to one of the IA prompts provided in the guide. These prompts are high-level knowledge questions such as what counts as good evidence for a claim. Students pick one of these prompts and they have to use it exactly as it's written in the guide. It can't be changed at all. The 35 prompts also remain the same for the entire life of the guide. They don't change from year to year. Students create an exhibition of 3 objects that all link to their one chosen prompt. They can use all sorts of different objects. We really encourage them to choose objects that they find interesting and are things that they've come across in their own lives beyond the classroom. They can use photographs, images, tweets, or other digital objects, as well as physical objects in their exhibitions. That's absolutely fine. The key advice with objects is just that we want them to be specific objects that have a specific real-world context, rather than just generic types of objects. So, for example, rather than just a generic image of a dog, they might use a photo of their own pet dog from when they were a young child. Then it's something that has a specific context. It exists in a specific time and place, and there's something of particular interest and relevance about it to discuss for their exhibition. So in this example here, a student picked the logo that was used for the Vancouver Winter Olympics in 2010. This logo was controversial. It was based on an Inuit Inukshuk, and some Inuit leaders objected to its use as the logo. It divided opinion as to whether it was a celebration or an appropriation of Inuit culture. This is a great example of an object for an exhibition. It has a specific real-world context and loads of potential interesting connections to the prompt. If we look at a couple more examples, you can see the wide range of different types of objects that students can use in their exhibitions. In this first one, the student was inspired by discussions about language and communication. One object she chose was an album cover by the pop artist Rihanna. The second was the novel The Handmaid's Tale, and her third was a tweet by Donald Trump. In the second example, the student focused on his own hobbies and experiences. The 3 objects he chose were an interview with an astronomer in an issue of National Geographic, a photo of the monument Stonehenge that he'd visited on a family holiday, and a military medal that had been awarded to his grandfather. So you can see that all sorts of different objects can be suitable for use in a TOK exhibition.
So in TOK, students explore the bases of knowledge in history, the human sciences, the natural sciences, the arts and mathematics. They learn how do we know what is knowledge in all of these subjects, how is knowledge determined to be true and justifiable. They also study knowledge and technology and knowledge and politics. An added benefit of TOK is that it teaches students to read claims made in the news and in social media with a much more critical eye. And so we move on to the extended essay. I have supervised extended essays for 9 years now, and some of my fondest memories of teaching come from sitting in the sun with one of my students I supervise and having interesting, well-informed conversations on a piece of literature that they are writing about. But the EE is much more than just an essay. This part of the core delivers skills in academic research, academic integrity, critical thinking, and working with an expert in the field that they have a great interest in. If done well, it can be one of the proudest achievements of a diploma program student. The extended essay offers the opportunity for IB students to investigate a topic of special interest in the form of a 4,000-word piece of independent research. Students select an area of research from diploma program subjects and become acquainted with the independent research and writing skills expected at university. This leads to a major piece of formally presented, structured writing in which ideas and findings are communicated in a reasoned and coherent manner, appropriate to the subject chosen. It is intended to promote high-level research and writing skills, intellectual discovery, and creativity. There is a lot to be learned here. Students have to go far beyond a Google search for their information. They are building on the ideas of knowers who have come before them, and this gives us the opportunity to show students how they will be expected to research at university using academic sources. And of course, these sources have to be given credit for their work, and extended essay students practice their skills in citing the work of others. The research goes well beyond what they learn in class. Let's look at some of the extended essay research questions from this year. And finally, we come to CAS, Creativity, Activity, Service. Let's look at some images of our students in recent CAS experiences. Each of the strands of CAS has its special definition which guides students in how to choose experiences which are appropriate to CAS. Here is the activity definition: physical exertion contributing to a healthy lifestyle. And finally, the definition for service: collaborative and reciprocal engagement with the community in response to an authentic need. At ISB, our students complete one creativity experience, one activity experience, and one service experience each semester, and they finish CAS by January of their second year. They also have a CAS camp at school at the start of their first year, and as you're about to see, they learn new skills as they complete their first CAS experiences. So that is our tour through DP Core. I hope it made you wish that you were doing DP too. If you have any further questions, please email me at this address and I will be happy to answer them for you. Thank you for listening today.